Okay, so we've done most of the detailing on the egg now. I've showed you, I started the tree so I could show you how that was done. And now I'm going to show you how I do my river, the lake, whatever you want to call it. And obviously you hold the egg upside down. You take a good sized flat brush here like so. And I'm using this dark blue stuff, number 5, out of this kit here, acrylic kit. I'm going to put my glasses on. I forgot to put my glasses on. Okay, put my glasses on. And just give it a good dip in that blue paint. Okay, and you're just going to bring that blue paint up until you get to the yellow. And just follow the yellow because it's not perfect. You know, it's not a perfect line down there, but neither is the edge of a lake or a river. So just kind of give it a little squiggly line. And we're just going to follow it all the way around. And I'm doing it way up there where you can't see it. And we're just following that yellow. Fill it in. Don't worry about the bottom of your egg because eventually we're going to put felt on there for the people. And this blue does need 2 coats and it's dries pretty quick, so I usually just keep painting until it's covered the way I want it to be covered. And I'm going to just do another coat there. It's almost dry there. So you see what I mean? But I don't wait. And then that's why some of the bottom paint comes up on me because I'm not waiting until it's done. And I'm just going to keep going. I don't know if this is going to dry enough for me to be able to show you how to do the canoe and the swans, but I can always show you by just using the brush and following one that's already done. And we're almost completed here. And because this is supposed to stand up the other way, you're probably wondering, how am I going to let this dry? Well, I really don't put a lot of paint on the bottom, and the bottom is almost dry already. And on the bottom is going to go some felt, so I can do one of 2 things. I can either let it dry by putting the egg on its side, or I can just stand it up, you know. So what? I just got a little blue paint on my desk. Whoopie-doo. Wipe it off. It's gone now. Okay. And we'll just wait for that. You wait for that blue to dry. Okay. And you have your river. Always remember to shut your paint so they don't dry out. Okay. So you have a river. Here's one with the river already painted on it and dried and varnished. And here's my swan. What's a swan? It's a little oval. Let me get my brush so I can follow it and show you how I do it by following the lines. You would take your white and you would make a little oval shape with the white and then a little half circle for the neck. Later on you can come in, if you got some really good eyesight, make a dot for the eye and just a little line for the orange for the beak. Take a dry brush, and a dry brush is just a brush that was dipped in paint but then kind of, you know, dried off a little bit on a paper towel, and then just make a couple of lines like this under each swan. Makes it look like the swan is moving. Canoe. The canoe is a half circle, another half circle, and you fill it in. Okay. The oars, straight lines going into the water. Choose a color that looks decent. I think I used the same color as I did for the people's heads. That little mixture of marigold and brown. And then the little boys, same thing. We've got your little shirts here, are the squares. We've got a little half circle for the hands. But instead of the hands extending all the way out, like they do on this little boy, we have it so that they're just extending out a little bit to the end of the oar. What else do I have down here? I got more swans. I even have swans that go above the waterline where their heads are actually up to the sand. I think on one of them I even have a swan that's on land at the shore. And then here's another canoe. Here's a canoe with a man and a woman in it. And instead of, I got the oars looking like they're resting, but then I have the boy and the girl looking like they're holding hands. And I already showed you the blonde hair. In this case, the marigold would work up against the blue, so you could use the marigold. Here are the completed trees. How do you make a bird? It's the check marks I was telling you about. It's just it's almost like doing a small half circle and then checking. It's like an exaggerated check mark. It's like this one was like a line, and this one was almost like a regular check mark. And you just, and again, this is watered down with the watered down black paint. Half circle, check. Half circle, check. Once you get going, half circle, check. This one looks more like it's flying than soaring. Checks, check, check. Put a bird wherever you want to put a bird. And then after the egg is complete and it's all dry and you think you've got all the elements in the egg that you care to have in that egg, that's when it will get lacquer dipped. And that's a whole other video right there. Because I don't have any setup right now on my desk for that, and that does take a little bit of a setup. Not much, but a little bit of a setup. But I hope you enjoyed my videos on how to paint the eggs, and when I go to do another Christmas egg, and I'll show you a couple of those up close up. Here's one I did now. I didn't just, I'm not one of those that can just say, just start painting and paint something like this. I mean, I did do that, but after looking at a picture, I found a picture. I can find it now. But I have a picture that I found online of several things. I'll show them to you. You see, I printed out this picture because on here you can see a cobblestone. I wanted a cobblestone bridge, and I wanted a deer drinking from the water. I wanted to make a cobblestone river. I'll show you that because that's on that same egg, just on the other side. Here's the Santa and his sleigh and his little reindeer. And it's not exact. I mean, like I said, you look up pictures to get inspiration, not to copy, exactly what you see. You see how small the moon is there? You see how big the moon is there? You know what I mean? But I pretty much followed the pattern here. And then the little reindeer, I think I did a good job on those reindeer. I already showed them to one lady and she loved them. They don't look exactly like this. These have white necks and white heads and big long reindeer antlers, and mine don't have that, but they still look very good. And at the end, I had to put a red nose on one of these little reindeer to be Rudolph because this paper didn't have it. And any little girl that might want to buy this is going to want a Rudolph in there. It's not Christmas without Rudolph. Come on. And I've got, okay, so there's your Santa and all of that. I used, I think, this picture here to inspire me on how to do one of the little houses, which is right there. It's not exact. It's not exact colors and all, but it's a pretty good replica. And then I just put a little snow under the house by dabbing some stuff. I've got some elves here. I've got a wagon, once again, rectangle, half circles, lines, that's all it is. I've got a couple of nutcrackers here holding a sign that says Santa's North Pole. You got to have a snowman. There's no place that's snowy without a snowman. You get your pine trees, put little stars on the top of them, add a little snow in them. Here's that cobblestone bridge I was telling you about. Just by looking at the picture, you can make it. It's just, once again, everything. Half circles, dots, the stippling brush, or that, what do I call that brush? The grubby brush, or whatever they call it. Just stipple some white snow on the end. After you made a few brush strokes with the darker blue, go around that darker blue with the snow. Here's the reindeer. Just by looking at the picture, I got a reindeer drinking from the river. And then this, I didn't know what it was. But I also saw it on a very small picture down here, something similar to it, kind of copied it a little bit, but not exact again. And I call this entire egg, I call it the North Pole, obviously. And this, I'm kind of thinking it's the barn for Santa's reindeer, and that this is where Santa lives, okay? And that's how I look at it. And I added some bunnies on my own, just once again, it's like a circle for the butt, a oval for the head, a couple of lines for the ears, a dot of white for the tail, a little line for a leg, and then a couple of little dots to make it look like he's hopping. And I got one here, and I use them as filler, Oh, I need something in that spot. Let's put in a bunny, okay? And any little girl or boy that turns this egg, you get your big mountains in the background, is going to, I think, will love this egg. Is a different variety of the Christmas egg. And there's another thing I wanted to touch on is, obviously you're painting the top of this, so you don't need that Elmer's glue, okay? So these particular eggs that I do in Christmas, this one's called After Midnight, that I don't have to glue the top of it, okay, because I'm painting it, so it doesn't matter. Here we've got Santa Claus and a sled with a little boy on it. We got a little bag. This was just all free-handed. I didn't look at pictures for this one. And I got a gingerbread house and some gingerbread men, and that's my homes all over. All my homes are gingerbread houses with gingerbread men. We've got your bunny rabbits. We got the fence. Down here I've got a bear and his cub. And it looks like they walked from a ways ago. I got a snowman. I got a reindeer again. Some trees. Here's Santa's sleigh with the gifts in it, ready to go, but it's a little early yet, so he's still talking to one of the children that's come by the North Pole there, or that he found when maybe he made a pit stop and he because he wanted to talk to a child. So there he is waving at the child, and we got your pine trees and a snowman and the bunnies and just really cool looking eggs. So I am making some Christmas ones because obviously it's going to be a Christmas craft show that I do, and some people may want to display an egg during Christmas time. So that's, why I'm making some Christmas eggs, but for the most part, I'm making the ones that they can display year-round in the country scenes. And again, I do this same type of a scene on my little wren eggs that I made the keychains out of, and I'll probably do more in depth showing you of that again when I'm going to do my when I'm actually going to paint them. And so there you have it. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any particular questions about painting the eggs, let me know. And the next time I do a video, I will be showing how to dip the eggs, which is just basically putting a hole in the bottom of them with a screw, hanging them upside down, dipping them in the varnish, lifting them up. As they almost dry, there'll be a drop. Take the drop off the bottom, and then I don't wait till they completely dry before I dip them a second time. All of my eggs get dipped 3 times, and they're good. I mean, you can't kill it. You can't break it. A child can drop it. It won't break. It's a lifetime beautiful thing, I think. I mean, I love them. And I think that they're going to be a big hit this year. So thank you for watching, and I hope you go paint your own eggs now, and I'd like to see your eggs when you get done with them. I'd like to see how I inspired you. So happy crafting, and we'll see you next time.